This is the 415ers podcast. Download, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Google Play. I don't know, whatever people use these days, Mark. Evan Kinnings and Mark Grandy with you as always. And, Mark, we're going to keep this episode a little tighter today, but there are a couple of fun things that kind of happened this week in San Francisco, 49 land, whatever you want to call it. One of which was an initial leaking of the 49ers rookie dinner. Now, this is a tradition that I assume goes all throughout the league. Basically, rookies have dinner where they all go out. And generally, from what my understanding is, they'll treat the veterans to, an expensive, all out 5-star meal. And I think it was Drake Jackson that posted a picture of a receipt that was worth well over $300,000 that caught the eyes of many, both in fan ranks as well as media. But then on Monday, Arik Armstead, of course, one of those veterans I can only assume was at the dinner, basically came out and tweeted, "Hey, like, you don't really think we would make our rookies pay $350,000, do you?" I don't know if you had a chance to look into this, Mark. I kind of think that I'm a little more with the rookies, actually. It might shock you. I know that Arik Armstead came out and refuted it. I want to believe that they did make the rookies pay a combined $350,000.
Well, I mean, so Armstead came out on Twitter on Monday and wrote, "Y'all silly," quote, "Y'all silly if you thought a dinner can cost 300K. It was a prank. The waitress went overboard. The dinner was more like $7,500. Me and two other vets gave 1,000 towards it. The rooks then split 4,500. We had a great time too. I had good vets as a young player. I would never do a rookie like that." So I thought it was a great prank. I mean, I imagine Armstead and the other vets. I don't believe the waitress did this on her own. But the rookies, or pardon me, the vets got together with their waitress at whatever restaurant they were at and said, "Hey, let's pull a fast one on the rooks." I don't know. I like it. It's just classic rookie hazing. And if Armstead's numbers are true, the bill was actually more so around 7,500. Each vet, paid 1,000 towards it, so the rooks had to split 4,500. I mean, that's fine. It's still a big bill for the rookies, $4,500, and even though they are rookies, they're still being paid pretty handsomely. They can definitely afford it. I like it. I think it's all good-natured fun, and it's something that happens in these kind of locker rooms all the time. Armstead said it something similar happened to him when he was a rookie. It's just what veterans do. I'm fine with it.
Okay, so then I got because not that I thought that the bill was supposed to be
Could
like
you
320.
imagine?
But this is the thing though, like I can't, but I also don't make the kind of money that these players do.
True.
So I think there was a story back in the day about Philip Rivers going out to one of his rookie dinners, and his draft class was a pretty his draft class and the one after, which would have been Sean Merriman, and who else would have been in the first round? Anyways, guys that were making a lot of money off the top, and so they went out with like a LaDainian Tomlinson, Lorenzo Neal, who works with us at 95.7 The Game,
Shout out.
and there was a bill that resembled one much larger than the 7,500 or $4,500 figure that Armstead was throwing out. So
And that
maybe
was back
things
in the day.
exactly. That's my point. So maybe things have gotten a little bit softer. Maybe things have dialed back a little bit when it comes to the rookie haze, and it's more about the prank that Armstead is talking about. But there's just something deep down, Mark, that makes me think that these guys ran up a bill a lot larger than is being reported, because that's just kind of what you do. Like I feel like it's known that rookies are going to have to pay in various ways, not just monetarily, but pay for being first year players in this club. So look, maybe it was just 4,500. Maybe it was all well fun. That's a great thought out prank if it is, but I don't know. I'm still. I got to do some detective work. Get my Carmen San Diego on.
Well, yeah, we need a little bit more details here because based on what Armstead tweeted, there were three veterans that each paid $1,000. So I think we can safely assume they were rookies and then 3 vets. The Niners on their roster as it stands right now have 15 rookies, but also keep in mind none of them were drafted in the first round. So none of them got a first round check. I mean, they're still getting paid a good amount. And a lot of those 15 are undrafted guys. I mean, Jordan Mason, undrafted running back who's getting some run for the 49ers. Again, you're in the NFL, even if you're just on a practice squad, you're making good money. And you, along with your 14 other rookies, can split a bill, around $4,500 or whatever the number came out to be. But before I think we draw conclusions, we need to know, were all 15 of the rookies present at this dinner? Are they splitting it 15 ways? Does Drake Jackson, being the top pick in the second round, does he, pay for a larger proportion of it? I don't know. We need more details before we can draw a conclusion. But I agree. The fact that the number that the Niners decided to prank them was upwards of $300,000. In reality, the check was for $7,500. That's a gigantic number to jump from. So maybe it's a little bit more than the 7,500 Armstead is telling us about.
Yeah, I guess I'm just more inclined to believe it's in the middle. I don't. Wait, wasn't Arik Armstead like Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he is that good of a guy. I don't know.
Hey, you know what they
But
say about us Oregon guys, Evan?
us, yeah, okay. If you couldn't tell everyone by the end, if there's one thing you got to learn about Grandy by the end of every episode, it is that he went to the University of Oregon and will make a. I feel like you've been good recently, but there's been at least like 6 or 7 Duck references in the last couple of weeks that they just
when
send me.
Whenever someone says, "Oh, Diamador Lenore playing great football right now," or when everyone says Arik Armstead, just a great bull rush up the middle, I have to fight back the urge to just scream "Go Ducks." So I do that for your benefit. I fight it for you, so you don't have to deal with it as often as I would be doing it if I just let loose.
It's built into him at this point. The other thing, well, so we're talking about rookies that may or may not have been present. Of course, Brock Purdy is one of those rookies.
True.
Now, what I am curious, and I don't know if this factors into the bill that was paid or not paid, allegedly, the fact that Brock Purdy and his jersey, the number 13 for the San Francisco 49ers, has been flying off the shelves at a rate unknown to man, Mark, because apparently everyone obviously wants to get some Brock Purdy jerseys for Christmas. Got the holiday coming up on Sunday, game on Saturday. It was reported that these jerseys have basically run out. So this week on Monday, before the Thursday game, last week before the Thursday game, Brock Purdy's name was the most Googled quarterback in the NFL because people were trying to find his jersey. After the Thursday game, it became the top selling jersey by, I think it's like Fanatics or NFL.com, whatever their partnership is, to the point where now the vice president of marketing for the 49ers is saying, we have just got some jerseys in. We're just getting them on the shelves, but it sounds like the only place that you can get them is at Levi's Stadium. So I don't know how much of the proceeds Brock Purdy is seeing, but this guy, Mark, is not just the most popular quarterback in San Francisco. He's quickly becoming, it sounds like, one of the more popular quarterbacks around the NFL.
He is. It's wild. And you talking about Brock Purdy and his popularity, and then also kind of responsibilities of teams and players, like the rookie hazing and the rookie dinner, got me thinking. And I know we got to run here in a minute. What is it? Normally, quarterbacks will get their offensive line gifts, like generally around this time of the year, Christmas. You protected me all year. I'm going to give you a Rolex. I think that's what Jimmy Garoppolo has done for his offensive linemen in the past. Is Brock Purdy on the hook for that this year? He's played in 3 games. His game on Christmas Eve will be his 4th, his 3rd start. He's making $3.7 million over 4 years. Is Brock Purdy on the hook for 5, 6, 7 Rolexes? Where does he draw the line? I mean, does Jimmy Garoppolo chip in here? He played most of the season. Does Trey Lance chip in? We have to get to the bottom of this as well, Evan, because I'm not sure it's fair that Brock Purdy has to be getting everyone a Rolex when he's just been the starter for a few weeks.
Yeah, we will put on the detective caps and get back to you on Friday as to what we think should happen, as well as what may or may not happen. We'll try and get to the bottom of it. But that'll wrap up this episode of the 415ers podcast, coming at you 3 times a week on the Odyssey Sports Podcast Network. Mark, my man, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to Saturday, some Christmas Eve football, and we'll talk to you guys again around then.
Yeah, we'll talk to you on Friday. Look out for that episode before Christmas Eve's game against Washington. Week 16, Niners are coming down to the stretch, and they got a big one against the Commanders. We'll break that down coming up next on the 415ers podcast. Thank you for tuning into this one. We'll talk to you next time.